We're going to do some practice with finding surface area of a cylinder. Now, surface area, what that means is if you were holding, picture holding a can of soup, right? The surface area is the whole outside of that can. So we need the top, we need the bottom, and we need all around the side. So what we picture when we find the surface area of a cylinder is actually taking the cylinder and laying it flat, making a net. So we've talked about nets before, and that would be like taking this apart. So what happens when you take the cylinder apart is if you cut that side in half and laid it out flat, it would make a rectangle. Now, we'd have the top circle, and we'd have the exact same circle on the bottom. Now, mine is clearly not perfect, but that's okay. So, to find the area, the total surface area, we have to find the area of this rectangle as well as the two circles. Now, here's how this works. We had this right here, which is the height. Well, we can label that side right here as the height. So all the way across that rectangle, that is our height. Now, this piece right here, this side of our rectangle, is actually the same as the circumference because it goes all the way around that circle. So this is our circumference. Then we also need to find the areas of those two circles. So we need the rectangle and we need the two circles. So here's how we find this. We would find the area of the circle and multiply it by 2 because we have 2 of those same exact circles. Plus, we need to find the area of that rectangle, which is the same as the height times the circumference. So, we have the area of those two circles and then the height times the circumference. So we have these two pieces that we have to figure out. All right. So, we are going to try this. We need, I'm going to make this smaller so that we can see it while we are doing our calculating up here. Okay, so my cylinder looks like this. Wonderful cylinder. My radius is going to be 5, and my height is going to be 11. Okay, I'll leave that. So, those are the only two pieces of information that I need. Now, I'm going to do the area of my two circles first. So to find the area of the circle, I am going to do pi r squared. And then remember, we're going to multiply the whole thing by 2 because that is the area of my two circles. So pi, we're going to use 3.14, and then the radius is 5, and we're going to do 5 times 5. And then we're going to take that whole answer and multiply by 2. So 3.14 times 5 times 5, and then take that answer and multiply by 2. And this is 157 for those 2 circles. All right, now we need the rectangle. So to find that rectangle, remember we do the height times the circumference. So these are our circles. Now we need our rectangle. We have our height, which is 11. So height times circumference, which is 2 times, I'm going to do it like this, height times circumference, 2 times pi times the radius. So now I'm going to fill these pieces in. My height is 11. So 11 times 2 times pi, 3.14, and then our radius is 5. So I'm going to type this in exactly like I see it. Now, I can use parentheses when I use this Google Calculator. So I'm going to do it like this. 11 times 2 times 3.14 times 5. And then I'm going to close my parentheses. And I get 345.4. So this was my rectangle. Now, we have to add these two together. So I already have the 345.4 typed in. I'm going to add my 157, and my total surface area is 502.4. So to review, to find my surface area, I take the area of those 2 circles. So I do 2 times pi r squared and add it to my height times the circumference, which is 2 pi r. So that's the formula you will use. Think about it as those 2 pieces, the rectangle and the circles.